I think the largest thing that's hit us is fracking. A few years ago, we had record gas prices, and my energy budget was being just blown out of the water year after year. And I never thought we would see sub $3 gas at the Henry Hub. So that ripples into our budgets, and our budgets are down, and everybody's happy. We are still putting money away for a rainy day when the inevitable happens and energy prices turn around again. But as I said earlier, we're doing energy conservation projects, and we're doing them we're justifying them on a simple payback. And it gets a lot harder to justify projects when you're looking at very inexpensive gas.
And it feels like a victory that the fuel prices are going down. We might be high-fiving and going, look, we've reduced our natural gas prices by about 45 or 46% in the last 5 years, which feels really good. But again, like you said, it makes it tough to sell the projects, but that's where we have to get creative and talk about the value. For us, most of our electricity comes from coal source. And so going with cogen allows us to reduce our greenhouse emissions, which is attractive to the university for us.
We're all building like crazy. And so that really, it creates a lot of real challenges. We're adding 2 million square feet right now as we speak. And there's plans for another 4 million. And so we gotta think about long term. So how do you do that with squeezed budgets and do that as well? And so that's really becoming a real challenge. What is helping is the fact that we have low energy costs. And so we're taking advantage of that. We're buying out as far as we possibly can, which does hurt then, like Tom was saying, it does hurt your ability to be able to invest in the buildings and get an efficiency there, but you gotta do it.
We've always had to be zero budgeted, so everything we spend comes out of our rates. So our investment, any renewal, our staff, our equipment, our debt, everything's coming out of our rates. So from a unitized rate, that sends the right price signal. So part of the demand side, obviously there's been great efficiency goals on campus, but the rates send the right signals too. So we've seen a great conservation effort on campus, but we're recovering our investment through a rate based on usage. At the same time, we're telling people to use less, and they are. So then you're getting less in, and we don't have a other way to fund it other than through our rates. So we have to be mindful of that. And the one other part we talked about, the commodity prices coming down, which I think is helpful. It hurts some of the straight comparisons on some ECMs. But the thing that we have to look at is that's not the only part of what you pay, because while gas is a commodity, is very cheap in New England, a little less this winter, but the last few, very significant to get the gas there. So the cost of getting us the gas is probably more than the commodity. And with electric, while we're seeing the commodity piece, we're a market participant also. We're seeing the commodity piece come down. You still have a lot of other charges on there with the demand and the capacity and some other pieces set. And I guess we're forecasting those to continue to go up.
Staffing is really one of the areas that we're struggling with. My position, I came in and with the reorganization, am trying to operate it as a business. I know Juan's been doing that with his utility department for a long time, but a lot of universities don't really kind of organize themselves as a business, and it's a mindset that a lot of the staff aren't comfortable with. It's providing pressures on them that they haven't had in the past. So I think just getting that education that there's still going to be jobs for folks, but the skill set and the training is very important, and having them reflect on the efficiencies and the performance like a business is something new that we're dealing with.
Being in the limelight, we're not used to being a focus of the campus. We preferred the academic side of the house, like I said earlier, not even realized that we had a power plant. But now we're a general topic of discussion. What are you going to do about our emissions? So we are now actively pursuing the idea of converting to hot water. That will reduce some of our emissions. Again, I mentioned earlier we're a hydro-based facility, so dramatic drops are out of the question, but we see that as the future for the campus heating for the next 50 years.